Hello everyone, today we're gonna be testing Mr. P and all the other NPCs and the helpers and enemies. So Zizzy, Pony, Doggy, Georgie, Z and Bunny are all the same from the original Piggy. Yeah. And what else do we have? We have Soulkeeper enemy, Willow Wolf enemy, and what we have is Tigery helper. We also have Baron helper, and we have Katie helper, ZZ helper, and Giraffe helper from chapter 4, book 2, and we have can't remember. What do we have else? Oh yes, we have Juliet helper, I think that's how you pronounce it, and Owell helper, who needs an insect. Juliet needs grass, just like the others. Zizzy, Giraffe, and Juliet. They all need grass. Owell needs an insect. And Owell needs an insect, and the doggy needs a bone, Bunny needs a carrot, Pony needs a carrot, Disney needs grass, Georgie needs apple, and who else needs what? Oh yes, Z needs grass. Now we have a lot of grass people. Next, what do we have? We have Torture Helper. He needs a apple. And Owell needs an insect. Yes, I already told you about that. Juliet, Officer Doggy, he needs a battery. He's a duck. We need to feed him batteries so he can choke on them. Now, Mr. P. Mr. P needs grass. If you give him, I don't know what he actually does. He does 3 things. He actually shoots first he shoots his bullet. Second, he oofs a player and then stun him. And then what Mr. P does is, what's it called again? Puts a bear trap, and then the bear trap disappears, even though I just step on it. That's weird. Okay. Now this is a new roller coaster. I actually making a video about this way later, even though this came out way before. This is the roller coaster. There's an end of the slide. And I just fall and became morphed into Ellie. Sometimes you fail, sometimes you don't. Okay, now my friend Y is actually helping me. And yes, and now we're gonna continue way later. Now I'm gonna give Mr. P some grass. Not grass, gas. Did I say gas or did I say grass? I think I said gas. Yes. Here, Mr. P, eat the grass, but Doug got me. Doggy's so mean. Now Ellie's depressed. Well, her soundtrack is already depressing. That's true. And I think Ellie is depressed, kind of like Eddie, everybody else, whatever. Nobody knows the theory about Ellie. Yeah. Do something, Mr. P. He put a bear trap and he put short his bullet. And then he actually follows you and oofs you, which is the most scariest scary bird. It's so scary. I'm yawning a lot. I don't know why. Now I'm gonna morph into Giraffe. And now Mr. P is gonna shoot his bullet. Well, it's already coming, and Mr. P is coming, and he puts a bear trap. So that's a really big advantage. So the bullet, if there are 3 people, one gets stuck in the bear trap, then the infected comes and stuns them. Then Mr. P shoots his arrow. No, not an arrow, his bullet thingy. And then it stuns you. Okay? And then Mr. P follows a 3rd person and oofs them. So that's killing 3 birds with 1 stone. I think that's it. I think so. Whatever. Now we got so many other skins, and yes. Now we're gonna test all of these skins. We already know what they do. Give Baron a missile and what's it called? A fish thingy, and then give Willow meat and ammo, and give Tiger some his another knife because you lost it, and his meat just like Willow. Or should I say steak? And give Katie helper a saw, and a med kit. Now, what does a med kit and the saw do? Saw stuns the player, just like Zizzy and everybody else. But what does the med kit do? Med kit actually, if someone is stunned on your team, unstun them with the med kit. Okay, so it's kind of like a healer. Juliet, what does she do? She does a magic spell on infected and non-infected. For the infected, she actually slows them down. Non-infected, if someone is infected is coming after you and you don't have anything else, if Juliet gave you what's it called, her magic thingy, the infected cannot oof you until the magic thingy is gone. So yes, and I think you'll also speed it up. Now, the ammo. If you give Willow Wolf an ammo, she actually shoots the person, the player, and then the ammo comes after you, the bullet. So you have to run from it. If you cannot run from it fast and the bullet catches you, you get stunned for a bit. You cannot move. The stake, same thing as the bullet, but the bullet follows you, so Willow Wolf has to go after the player instead of the bullet going after the player. So Willow Wolf doesn't have to work out. Tigreal. Is this like this? Tigreal and Baron and Willow Wolf are the same. Now, what does Tigreal do? If you give him this other knife, it flies away and follows the player. Not the player, the infected. And Baron, if you give him his missile for his bullet, he actually shoots it, and if you get shooted, you'll actually stun and it'll do a big effect. That's gonna be in the end of the video because I know that. And I'm zooming into Z and looking inside her and bullying her and looking inside her. Yes, I'm doing that. Now, give Mr. P gas. And why? I don't know. Maybe he needs to fuel and then choke on it and then do a choking hazard. I think so. Now, what does Barry do? Barry has 2 moves. He can stun the infected with if he has his fish. Now, without his fish, he's kind of like Willow. Yeah, they're kind of like Willow. Tigreal and Baron, yes, they're like Willow. Now, Spear Dude, who is a soul keeper. I don't know what he does. You have to give him a spear. Now, what does he do? I don't know. I think he teleports you to another place when infected is near that place. Maybe he just teleports him to the other place and then you'll get teleported infected and the infected catches you. Yeah, I think that's going on. Now, with other people. Now, who do we have? Oh, well, what does she do? If you give her an insect, she actually makes a hole, and if the infected go on the hole and jump on it, they get going. So they get trapped, they get swollen by the hole. Yeah, that happens. Now, if you're a Mari and then you marry, if you come inside the hole, you cannot go in and get swollen because Mary flies. Mr. City and everybody else, they get swollen. But Mary doesn't. She's very powerful. Or he. Nobody knows her gender. Or its gender. Maybe do, maybe not. I don't know the gender though. Now, what else do we have? We have Mr. P and PC. Give him a gas and he'll just bullet goes after you. That's everything he does. He puts a bear trap and he stuns the player. That's really powerful. But you cannot be Mr. P. The NPC is already spawned there. Now, what non-infected can do, they'll just do like everything they do to Z and all the other NPCs. They just make him fall away, and then Mr. P can never be seen. Sad part is that. Now, what else do we have? What other NPCs do we have? Well, I don't think we have much. Oh yes, Torture. I'm going to talk about him. I think he's the last person I'm talking about. Maybe, I don't know. Torture. If you give him an apple, it's kind of like Georgie, but what's different is he just puts some people on the fire. Now, if you're near and on infected and you're on fire, you have to put them on fire. It's kind of like a mini game. You have to put them on the fire, and if you don't, you're too late. You'll get swollen like you did with well, and then you have to respawn, and then you cannot be morph anymore because people are gonna camp. That's the problem. And yes, torture is sometimes useful, sometimes it's useless. Yes, that's the case. Now you have to give the other person fire so that they get on fire. Now if they come back and catch you, you're too late and you're gonna get swallowed. That's the sad part. Now I think that's enough. We tested all of these thingies. Yes, we're testing them right now. As you can see. Now my friend is a tester, and they're gonna do some experiments on my friend, and then make him an infected. No, JK, I'm not gonna do that. Katie heals the person. Now they're already stunned. I already talked about this, so as you can see, just look by yourself what's going on. Bye. The the voiceover is bye. Bye, guys. You can watch the video and do all the other helpers, okay?